Hello everyone. Today and tomorrow on January the 8th and 9th, we are having a Sun-Venus conjunction. This is not at all something really unique or anything, because Venus has an 8-month orbit, 225 days. But it is interesting for many reasons. Let's take a look at the chart, and I'm going to explain to you. This is just a short video to teach you something that you may not be aware of. So this is today's chart around 11:30-ish. Just don't look at the whole chart, although it has quite a few interesting features. As you can see, the moon is in Aries, and it's going to be soon conjunct Chiron. So actually it is already kind of conjunct Chiron. It's an applying conjunction. And this gives me the occasion to tell you what happens when the luminaries are conjunct anything. Well, they are not just giving it power and energy and infusion with all these, but they also give them some sort of illumination. The moon is giving it on a very psychic, subtle, reserve level. It's more like the subconscious is going to be lit up, but the sun is actually allowing it to burn at full speed, so to speak. So whatever the sun touches, you will get to know it immediately. Of course, if it's a conjunction, it's also some sort of disappearance, because at the moment you don't see Venus in the sky. Actually, you have 3 positions for Venus, which is always around 40, within 48 degrees away from the sun. So it cannot be further away, and it's either conjunct or so you either, if it's conjunct, you don't see it. Or it's a morning star, or it's an evening star. And whenever it gets conjunct the sun, that is the period when it switches from morning to evening or evening to morning. And in the past couple of weeks, especially right before Christmas, Venus was a beautiful bright star in the western sky. And now after the conjunction, we are going to see it in the morning skies. So it's going to be a morning star. By the way, Mercury does the same. Mercury is about to stop on its celestial course and turning retrograde soon. And actually, the couple of days away on January 14th, 15th, we will see Mercury stop and turning retrograde, and Sarah is also stopping but turning direct. So I'm going to prepare a video on that, because I can explain to you what's happening when something is retrograde. At the moment, Venus is retrograde. So Venus in Capricorn is very serious, and whenever it is retrograde, which is very rarely, because retrograde motion occurs whenever the elliptical course of a planet comes to a point where it is not observable. The ellipsis itself is not observable from the Earth, and it looks as if the planet started to go backwards. And it all depends on how elliptical the orbit is. And since Venus has an almost perfect round orbit, it very rarely is retrograde. And whenever Venus is retrograde, this in karmic astrology signifies some sort of wounding regarding either relationships or sexuality or femininity or womanhood or love affairs. And anyone who is born at this period of time has this Venus, so it will give some work to, for karmic astrologers 20 years from now, if these individuals want to know what is happening. But at the moment, Venus is also conjunct Juno. As I said a couple of days ago, this gives us perfect opportunity to kind of reconcile these 2 antagonistic archetypes, because Juno is the wife, okay, the spouse, the official wife, the first lady, while Venus is the lover. And as you know, in normal human life, these 2 may be two separate persons. But in this case, you are actually given the opportunity to reconcile and actually merge these energies in yourself. If you are feminine, it's very important that you become not just the spouse, the first lady of your husband or your partner, but also the lover. So become the lover and the person who is supporting that spouse or that partner. And as I said, the sun is infusing it with energy. Now, this is a so-called inferior conjunction. And I found a brilliant drawing on sky.org. Let me see why this is not doing what I wanted to do. Here it is, and it explains what inferior conjunctions are. As you can see, if we are traveling on the rocket or spaceship called Earth, Mercury and Venus will be, since they are closer to the sun, they will be closer to the sun as the Earth. We will always see them inside, close to the sun. The Mercury is about, the maximum distance is about 28 degrees. That's why Mercury is very often in the same sign as the sun. And Venus, the maximum distance from the sun for Venus is 48 degrees. But this is what what Venus does. By the way, Venus also has phases, just like the moon. And it actually, you can observe them. So it's cool. If you have a pair of binoculars, you can actually see, not at the moment because it's conjunct the sun. And as you know, whatever is conjunct the sun is completely obscured. So this is what's happening. So so Venus is orbiting around the sun, and observed from the Earth, it may have two types of conjunction. It is either behind the sun, that's called a superior conjunction, or in front of the sun. So actually between the sun and Earth, so to speak, okay? And that is called inferior conjunction. This is what we are having now, the inferior conjunction. And for the next 10 days, you won't see Venus. And later on, it will appear in the morning sky, early morning, just before sunrise. If you live closer to the equator or around the equator, you will see it first. It will take for us in the northern hemisphere to take a look at it a bit longer, since and at our latitude it is not actually visible until it's at least to maybe 15 degrees from the sun. So it will take a couple of more weeks before we can actually take a look at Venus in the morning. So that was the inferior conjunction. I hope you understood it. And happy Sun, Venus, Juno conjunction for you. Utilize it best as you can, and really make your life nicer, brighter, more harmonious. Because this is a brilliant time to actually convert the space-time energies into personal happiness, especially if you have placements around 20, 21 degrees of any of the signs. Goodbye. Thank you.